A new Illinois law allows farm mutual companies to offer capped insurance coverage, offering adequate instead of unlimited protection to clients. Illinois Capitol Bureau Chief Max Cotton explains what this means for farmers across the land of Lincoln.
Before Governor Pritzker signed the bill into law last Friday, farm mutuals were required to provide unlimited catastrophic coverage. Kevin Semlo with the Illinois Farm Bureau says that became untenable for farm mutuals.
What has happened is those companies have to have reinvestment by other insurance companies, larger companies that do reinsurance. And those reinsurance companies said, with that unlimited cap, we're not going to offer reinsurance for those programs anymore.
Farm mutuals are typically small, local insurers. They often can't afford to offer catastrophic coverage without reinsurance from a larger corporation. The new law, which went into effect immediately, only requires adequate coverage, which in this case is enough to cover a 500-year weather event.
We're talking a tornado out of the normal, a large windstorm that is supposed to only happen once every 500 years. That's so large. I mean, we have thunderstorms and storms all the time. Those aren't 500 ones. It's those massive ones that come in and cause huge damage.
Before getting to Pritzker's desk, the bill passed both the House and Senate with unanimous support. State Senator Neil Anderson says without the new law, the nearly 51,000 farm mutual policyholders across Illinois would have been in trouble, which could have led to economic problems for everyone.
If farmers lose their policies and they can't be covered, they go belly up. And if they go belly up, we starve and the world starves.
Semlo says without farm mutuals, farmers still would have had catastrophic insurance options, but only with large corporations, leaving them with fewer choices in the marketplace. In Springfield, Max Cotton, WGEM News.
And he says the new law puts Illinois in line with most other states.